Alrighty, so I've gotten a question about bread bags, and that's the thing with bread bags is that it's such a juicy topic. I could really go on for far too long talking about them. So instead of doing one big video, what I'm going to do multiples. This video is, and I find myself saying this word a lot in these videos, it's just good, the word overview, so I'm going to use it again. This video is just going to be a general overview, a look into bread bags. And so I'm not going to go really super deep into specifics, that's for a video on a later date, but this is just kind of as an introduction. So what I have here today, I've got two different types of bread bags to show you. I've got the sort of accoutrements associated with bread bags, and I also have the contents of a bread bag. As a disclaimer, not an expert. The contents that go within them, it's not a fully fleshed out bag, and I'm gonna get into more specifics about that in a second. This is just a general look into them, what purpose they serve, what things go with, and what things go in. So let's get to it. I've got two bags here. The one on this left being the M31 designation bread bag, and then the one on this right here, here a lot of reenactors call it the tropical type because of its different construction, and I'll explain that in just a second. I'm just going to refer to it as a tropical type as well, just for the sake of ease of knowledge. The really only big difference you're going to notice between these two bread bags, the M31 and the tropical type, is the construction. Now, with every different manufacturer, both reproduction and original, they're going to be slightly different shades of color. They're going to be slightly different sizes, although sizes are going to change a whole lot with originals, you know. Just the main thing to kind of keep in mind is that the big difference between these two is that the M31s utilize leather attachments, leather fittings, while the tropical types use this sort of cotton canvas type material. And then bring it up here, so if I can angle myself here. Here's the leather bag. You can see these leather keepers at the bottom, D-ring attachments. Some M31s you will notice around the tops of these belt loops, leather reinforcements. Some have them, some don't. It just depends on the maker. And when you open it on up, that's what the inside looks like. It's just a compartment on the inside with a leather strap on the center to keep that shut, and then two more on the top to keep the bag closed and shut. Same exact thing with this tropical version here. You see, just the only difference we have, instead of being leather, it is the cotton canvas type material. There may be reinforcements out of the exact same material that this is right here, up top. It just, again, depends on the maker. Here we have the inside. Get my shadow out of the way. Again, very similar to the M31, just made out of different stuff. The back sides both have, and should have, D-ring attachments as well for use with a bread bag strap. I'll also explain that in just a second. At the top of the bread bag, we have 3 attachment points for being attached onto your equipment belt. Bread bags are to be worn on the right side of your person, or specifically your right buttock is where it should land. And the thing, what I like to do is if I wear Y-straps with my equipment belt, I will put the Y-strap in between these 2 slots here. I hope you could see it right there. In between these 2 slots, just kind of keeps it from moving around a little bit. That's what I find helpful. So moving on. Going along with your bread bag, you're going to have your canteen as well as your mess kit. Now, depending on a variety of things, you could have your mess kit on you. You could not even carry it, or it could be on your A-frame, it could be on your Y-straps. a whole slew of things. I'm just going to be talking about it being attached to your bag. So, the mess kit, it doesn't have any straps of its own. It relies on an extra, get in the frame there, on an extra strap to use it, to have it be usable, be held on with these two D-rings here. So, I've got two to show you. Your typical equipment strap, however, this is more specifically, I guess, labeled as a mess kit strap. It is just slightly longer than an equipment strap, and it functions the same way. It just wraps around the mess kit, goes between those two D-rings there. I'm sorry, that one D-ring and that one leather loop, and then it secures it to your mess kit. I'm sorry, your mess kit to your bread bag. Here we have the exact same thing, but the tropical variety, except with the other sole difference being that it's held on by purely tension and not by a loop and prong system like the other one. The canteen doesn't require straps of any form. It comes with its own metal hook at the top, which it uses to go around that D-ring, and this leather tab at the bottom that you use to go through that loop right there. That's how it's attached. It is always to be worn on your right side with your mess kit on your left, because your mess kit, it doesn't need to be readily accessible. Your canteen, if you're on a march, you need to be able to reach it with one hand, and you should be able to reach it with one hand. If you can't do it, then there's something wrong with the way you're wearing the equipment. Going back to the back side, I'm just going to use a tropical one for an example here. Also, that's why I have the helmet here. For use when not wearing an equipment belt, you're going to attach your bread bag strap that's on this helmet right here. I'll get into that in just a second, to your bread bag. The M31 had the exact same thing, although these cotton canvas things that hold the hooks on were just made out of leather instead. That was the only change they did. And I'm lazy and I don't feel like taking it off my helmet right now to show, but that's what the bread bag strap is originally for. However, it's got multiple uses, so it can be used as a foliage loop, the loop for other bags, you name it. You got it. Moving on. So, we still in frame there? Perfect. That is just a small kind of example of what could be in a bread bag. Again, this is not the end-all be-all contents video of a bread bag. That's for another time. However, these are just a couple things that I carry within a bread bag. So starting at the top, a pair of civilian-style socks from the time, a handtail from the time, spare glasses case that I use for my reenacting pair. When I put my normal, everyday pair in, I take my reenacting pair out. An Esbit stove, super handy and helpful to have. Can of Coca-Cola. I should probably take that out of the sun because it's probably going to melt here in just a couple seconds, but I'll live with it. This is my form of a hygiene kit. It's got multiple things on the inside here. Most of these are original items. Down below I have stuff for my normal eyeglasses that I don't want to get crushed. Normally you would see a hygiene kit contained within a, usually like a cotton little pouch or something, but I have it in a box because I don't want certain things to get crushed. And also, depending on how long you're out in the field, it depends on also what you carry with you. In there I have a little thing of soap for your body, but you could also carry a razor, shave soap, you name it, depending on how long you're out in the field. In there also is a comb, period cone. They're pretty nice to have. And I have a thing of hair pomade somewhere, but can't find it. I think I went to go replace it with something else. This is a whole video topic on its own, is a sewing kit. Again, I'm not going to go super deep into it, but get a sewing kit. These are super, super helpful and will save your butt in just about any occasion. And then I think I've passed the spork I have. You can find these just about any reenacting site. Very cheap. And just a simple little pocket knife that I have not aged yet, but there are certain things that you carry within your bread bag that can be carried within your person. So I choose to wear my glasses case, the GoFo, as well as a pocket knife on my person. I find that the glasses case isn't going to get smashed, in a tunic pocket, and I like to keep the knife handy, for a knife, as well as the spork to keep the spork from getting lost. But all the other stuff is big on its own. It's not going to get misplaced anywhere, really. So that's just the general gist of what a bread bag is, what goes on it, and what goes in it. I hope you found this enjoyable. Thanks.